Hello, and welcome to a brief overview of the expectations for EDEL 612 for the summer session of 2011. EDEL 612 will be offered in Summer 3 for 2011. This course is somewhat condensed to meet schedules needed for summer, but still covers the required syllabus information. As you can see on the screen, my preferred method of communication is email, and that email address is rmccracke@radford.edu. You should expect responses from me for the most part within 24 hours unless I notify you otherwise, and during the weekend might be a bit more time go by before responses, especially those days this summer that are nice and warm on the weekend. This class and its content is mostly in an asynchronous format. That means you can work on your time and schedule. Except, however, there are certain due dates for most assignments and quizzes, and there are virtual meetings in Adobe Breeze Connect that I'll talk about in just a minute. As a different option this summer for meeting a part of your attendance requirement, you may keep a weekly blog of your activities for your work in EDEL 612. That means you would go to a blog that you've created and just put a simple statement about what work you did that week for EDEL 612. You may choose either the virtual meeting or the blog as a part of your attendance requirement for this summer. If you do select the blog as your way of showing participation, you are still welcome to visit the virtual meetings that you will see listed at the bottom of this note. You will see a first assignment early on that is called a pacing guide. As I mentioned, there are specific due dates for assignments and assessments, and you'll see those in D2L. For those of you who are returning students, D2L is our new software application that takes the place of WebCT Blackboard. You'll also see a demonstration of this course in D2L at the time classes are ready to start at the end of May. The due date for all assignments is posted in D2L. However, I'm asking you to complete a pacing guide that you will see in the course orientation material and in the assignment Dropbox. There is no penalty for not meeting the dates in the pacing guide, but there are penalties if you don't meet the mandatory dates established in the Dropbox of D2L. Again, you will be completing a pacing guide as one of your first assignments once the course is ready for you in D2L. You will find the modules and chapters aligned in this course, specifically outlined in D2L, will follow the 6th edition of Sir Giovanni's text, The Principalship, a Reflective Practice Perspective. Again, you can get that book through the RU Bookstore, and you are now able to rent that book through the RU Bookstore by contacting Linda Kenley, whose address is noted on the screen at this point. Most of your work is on an individual basis, however, there will be some group assignments, and that work will be discussed in just a minute. Individually, you will be viewing PowerPoint presentations, ISLIC crosswalk documents created by previous classes. Please do not rely solely on those presentations, and be sure to read each chapter, and you will need the combined knowledge from the PowerPoints, the readings from the text, my lecture notes, which you will find in iTunes. You'll also find a help module in your course resource information if you're not familiar with using RU iTunes. Again, you will need to be able to read the chapters, review the PowerPoints, ISLIC statements, as well as listening to my comments to be able to successfully complete each chapter or module outlined in the D2L application. You'll be listening to my recorded comments in RU iTunes. Again, there will be a help tutorial that you'll locate in the Read Me First module or file in D2L. It's also posted again in the course resource module. This will be able to help you understand and utilize RU iTunes if you're not familiar with it. To briefly review, the individual requirements for the course this summer are to complete a pacing guide outlining how you expect to complete your work, read the assigned chapters as outlined in D2L and as you will see below, listen to my notes in RU iTunes, view the PowerPoint presentation and crosswalk documents that are provided in each modular folder in D2L, complete your individual assignments, quizzes, and all other assignments by the assigned due dates in each chapter module file found in D2L. And again, those are also found in D2L under what's called a Dropbox. Be sure to participate in the chapter discussions that you'll find in D2L. In our new application D2L, there's no need to go to a blogging site. Those are now called chapter discussions, and you will see those in D2L, and they will be demonstrated for you once the course begins, and those demonstrations will be available to you in D2L as well. And again, the last item for your individual requirements are to be sure you choose the method in which you're going to take care of part of your participation requirements, and that is either through attending 3 of the 5 virtual meetings or to utilize a weekly activity blog. There are several group assignments, and let me review the group member assignments. You will join a group in D2L just as we've done in WebCT, and you will not do that though until I've asked you to do so. Once the group has been selected, each group should form a group leader, and there is a group assignment for that group leader to submit their name and the group number so that everyone's aware of which group and which group number. You should then be, as a group member, an active participant in the development of the case study response, a group content PowerPoint that will be assigned, and the group crosswalk assignment. The group assignments are found in chapters 6, 9, and 11, and they're also isolated in the drop-down box showing them as group assignments. Unless otherwise approved by me, you should work in your group work in Breeze Connect. If you choose to do in another setting, please let me know so that I can approve that prior to you doing work outside of the Breeze group requirement. Again, for the group work, you may select another method after you've asked for approval. Otherwise, the work is expected for group work inside of Breeze Connect. Here is a brief schedule outlining the tentative due dates for information and kind of as a guide for you. Let me start by saying there will be a face-to-face orientation in Henry County on May 26th at 6:30. There will also be one in Abington on May 25th at 6:30, and online on May 24th for 6/12 will be at 6:30. You can see then the remaining dates and suggested due dates for each of the modules. The required due dates are also posted. You are completing a pacing guide in case you decide to do things in a different manner. There is a final exam, and you can see that on the week of July 18th. Again, Chapter 14 and the final exam due date are shown. Your attendance requirements are, as I mentioned earlier, 1, to participate in the virtual meetings or to complete a blog showing your activity for that work. In addition to that, you must attend either a course orientation meeting, that can be by viewing the recorded session that will be available, attending a face-to-face, or by attending the virtual orientation meeting. The space for our virtual meetings is shown below. After you have completed reading this document and the course has been opened for you, you should select your method for participation for this summer in this course, and that is at the survey site noted below, http://tinyurl.com/all-caps-EDELPART. That is a survey where you will display or respond to which method you're going to use for a part of your participation grade. If you want to see a blog and what I would be expecting you to do in lieu of the virtual meetings, that blog sample is listed below and you can visit that site. Thank you for looking at our expectations for this summer for EDEL 612. If you have questions prior to the course, please feel free to email as noted on the screen, or obviously once the course is started,